Bible says that he wore skin cloth and ate wild honey and locusts. Right. What a guy. How many people that didn't want to eat a little locusts? Right. You think about talking about eating some locusts today? I mean, that was strange in itself, right? And honey. Honey and locusts.
Papa.
What a diet, what a meal, right? Have you ever had locusts? Anybody ever had locusts? No. Locusts? Locusts and honey?
Nobody learned. I had honey.
You had locusts?
I had no honey.
Locusts?
I had no locusts.
You ain't had no locusts?
No.
In Vietnam, they actually eat, they call them water bugs, but they're more like roaches. And they can eat them right off the ground. They run across, on the ground, they'll just pick one of them up, and eat it. They're pretty healthy folks. I don't know what's in it, but again, the Bible talks about John in a sense that John, when you think about a person who was in the desert and he locusts and honey, it appears that he was like a wild man. You get that sight or get that scene. But in fact, John was in Judea and John was preparing himself. He never lost focus of what he was born to do.
Right.
Made no difference whatever was going on, made no difference how many voices was going on. John stayed focused on what it was that he was born to do. One of the things with us is even when John was declaring, make way for the coming of the Lord, the Bible says there were hundreds and hundreds of people that made their way to John.
Yeah.
But just like there was hundreds and hundreds that were making their way to John, there were also hundreds that was going away from him.
Yeah.
There were people that were going and were loving what John was preaching and teaching, but then on the same end of that, there were people that were going away from John. They were going away from him. So, John here, when we pick it up chapter 1, and we left off verse 15. Somebody read that, and what we're going to do is we're going to do about 2 verses at a time. Somebody read 15 to 19 and then
15 through 19?
yeah.
Okay. John bore witness of him and cried out, saying, this was he of whom I said, he who comes after me is preferred before me, for he was before me. And on his fullness we have all received, and grace for grace. For the law was given through Moses, but grace and truth came through Jesus Christ. No one has seen God at any time. The only begotten Son, who is in the bosom of the Father, he has declared him. Now this is the just.
No, that's good. Thank you. I said thank you.
Oh,
John did what? What did John do?
that's
he testified, saying, what? This is what?
Whom I said.
This is the one whom I said, and he who comes after me has surpassed me because he was what? Before me.
Before me.
So John is saying, the one that's coming is the one that I've been talking about. I've been crying in the wilderness. I've been out here telling you that there was one coming that was greater than I.
Yeah.
And he was before me.
Yeah.
Is that what it says? From the fullness of his grace, we have all received one blessing after another. So John says, point now to Jesus Christ and say, now this is the one that was coming that I've been out here talking about over and over. And we all have received what?
Grace.
It says grace, and then one said one blessing. And a blessing is nothing more than what? Grace. Whenever we get blessings, we get grace, right? And he says blessings, one after another. So we're all receiving blessings one after another after another. Is that right?
Right.
How many people here got grace today? Everybody got some grace today. Huh? You woke up, didn't you?
Yeah.
You got, not only did you get some grace, but you got a blessing.
That's right.
Amen. Amen. And he says, now the law was given through who?
Moses.
The law. You remember the law, right? The law was given through Moses. Is that right?
Right.
Grace and truth. With the law, what happened with the law?
Jesus came to fulfill one.
Yeah, but I'm saying, what was the problem with the law?
It was.
Well, it didn't say it, but it was just wasn't too tough for us to live up to.
Right.
Because God didn't play. He say do this is what I mean, do it. And it was like,
How would you see the law? What if you wanted somebody to see the law? What would you tell them? How would you?
it's just a reflection of how we should live.
There you go. Good.
How we should live according to the word of God.
There you go. There you go. And it's a measurement, right?
Yeah.
It's a measurement as to how we live and how we do things.
Conduct ourselves.
How we can, yeah.
Yes, sir.
So Moses had the law, and this was the law of God. And we went over this, thou shalt not, thou shalt not. All of these thou shalt. But God laid it out, said this is the way I am. This is what you should be. But then they couldn't handle the law. They couldn't do it. Well, they couldn't handle it. Adam and Eve couldn't handle it. They couldn't handle it. Because he told them, said, don't do this, don't do that, and they did it anyway, right?
Right.
Moses got the law. He brings it down to the first time he brings the law down, what happens?
He got mad, broke the down.
He got mad, caused him some problems. He gonna pay for that.
Yes, sir.
He broke the law. He gonna pay for that.
Yes, sir.
Moses gonna pay for that because he lost his temper. He's gonna pay for that. And when Moses got mad, he threw and broke the law. Had to go back up and get some more. Brought it back down. When he brought it back down, what happened to the people?
They were crazy.
People were partying with them.
Right.
Have a good time.
They had a good time, made themselves a god.
That's right.
Then lied and said the God jumped in the fire, jumped out the fire. So they couldn't live by the law. So then God appointed what? Priests.
That's right.
Every year the priest would go in to the temple and pray for the people. Remember we talked about it? Every year they go in and pray for the sins of the people. And not only them, but he prayed for himself.
That's right.
Sometimes he didn't come out.
That's right.
He'd come out, but he didn't come out breathing.
That's right.
So here, Moses, here John now begins to talk about somebody that's coming that can handle the law. He said there's one coming. And he's full of grace and truth. Now listen, when he says he's coming with grace, grace fits the case for all of us.
That's right.
Everybody needs a little grace. And then not only do he come with grace, but he comes with truth. He comes with truth. And then he goes on to say, no one has ever seen God. But God, the one and only, who is at the Father's side, has made him known. Now, listen to what John is saying. John is saying nobody has ever seen God. In fact, God told Moses, says, Moses, turn. Turn away because you can't stand and see. The Bible says that God's shadow just passed Moses. Now, so John says nobody's ever seen God.